African roots, just call me African roots. Please call me African roots, just call me.
According to the ancient mysteries system of Kemet, or ancient Egypt as it is better known these days, black matter or melanin is the original source of all things that exist in creation. A look online at the Wikipedia website reveals melanin as deriving from a Greek word for black or dark, and is described as being a broad term for a group of natural pigments found in most organisms. Melanin also protects the body's microorganisms against the effects of cell damage and is a major aspect of the body's immune defense system against invading diseases. It fills out the whole universe in blackness and does the same on the inside of all living beings, including plant life, although curiously it is said not to exist inside of a spider, or Anansi as it was called by the Akan people of Ghana. For them, the Anansi was a trickster god. The ancient scientists of Africa designated this black substance as being the dwelling place where the supreme being, who is both the Great Mother and the Great Father in one characterization, can be found, along with the human soul. Out of this matter came the egg, from which within was constructed the universe as a platform, then the stars and the planets, before finally the creation of beasts and other living life forms that would hatch out of the earth and beneath the sea. There are many who claim to know how the world was created, but the reality is nobody can have the answers because none of us were there when it happened. Even if anybody had been there to witness when it was all taking place, it is unlikely that they would have been able to see much at all, because the whole thing happened in the complete darkness of melanin. This claim would even be backed up by biblical texts when in the book of Genesis, God said, "Let there be light." This is because it would be obvious that in the absence of light, then there must have only been darkness. It would also follow that that darkness was not part of a force for negativity, but was indeed the cradle and source of all life. For planet Earth, its source of light would be provided by the sun, which would have responsibility for regenerating life on Earth by playing a significant part ensuring that the planet itself can keep on existing. It would do this by transmitting excess amounts of melanin from the wider universe directly down onto the Earth and to any of the other planets within its range through its electromagnetic rays. This would have several positive effects for those on the surface of the planet, one notably being the darkening of the skin tone under the sun after exposure to its enriched melanin particles. In ancient African tradition, the significance of the sun and the part that it played in replenishing the planet with a continuous source of much needed additional melanin was given recognition. The health and well-being of the people was important, and methods to control the use of excess melanin were developed to help maintain this. Those who were naturally blessed, rich in melanin, for example with the darkest skin and the keenest hair, and who had shown a great ability to control and understand their use of melanin, would become known as the children of the sun, or the children of Ra, and would become royalty, priests, or wise medicine persons within their communities. This would make them members of the pharaoh, or to put it in other terms, make them part of a highly regarded family. In later European literature, the statement children of Ra would come to mean children of God. On an individual basis, melanin is most commonly used in the creation of images in the mind. This can be through dreams, memories, ideas and plans, which are all capable of holding greater significance than actual things happening in the real or shared world. The power of melanin is such that even some of the images created in the mind can actually be brought out into the real or shared world, and that is just the beginning of what potential it contains. It is said that one who has control over their melanin is able to control their thoughts away from negativity and can maintain a good standard of physical health and is even able to control their own heart rate and their blood pressure. In the ancient traditions, magic had its place, and melanin would be an obvious choice for the location of where such power would be sought. Western theories have dismissed the idea of magic as a reality, and over the centuries have sought to reduce the position of the African beliefs and cultures into one worthy of ridicule and disrespect. Magic or miracles, of course, are not confined only to the stories in African history, as there are several Bible stories where the same can be found. This is because the old Bible stories themselves actually originated out of African culture.
African roots, just call me African roots. Please call me